Well, that was a little bit of fun. I decided to go ahead and bring the Joker board out here, the little banana board, whatever they call it. Tighten things up, loosen things up. The trucks are really, really loose on it. It means that you may have seen while I was going down through there, I was kind of wobbling back and forth. I'm able to do like a full circle in a very small amount of space because it's just so loose, even after I tightened it up a couple of times. And the wheels, on the other hand, are a little bit too tight. I think the bearings are not particularly good, although I don't feel like replacing them because the board was 20 bucks. If I spend another 15 and 20 bucks on bearings, that seems like a waste. Anyway, I think I'm gonna run back to the car real quick and get my proper board and have a little bit more fun before I head home. All right, proper board attained. I went ahead and put on the wrist pads because I'm not gonna be doing anything like truly daredevil, but maybe I'll try to go down the ramp again, and it never hurts to have a little bit of extra protection there. Well, that kind of stinks. Nothing to make you feel quite so inadequate as a teenager showing up and completely tearing you apart. He didn't say a word to me, obviously. Seemed like a very cool guy, and he was doing some amazing tricks, meaning he was doing more than I was doing. He was going up and down the ramps, he was doing ollies, and I think I saw him do a pop shove it, and he tried for a kick flip, heel flip. I can never tell those things apart, but still, you know, it was nice to be able to get out there for a few minutes and warm up and begin the day that way. And now on to Jordan from later, who has showered. And a proper good morning to you guys. I've showered, I'm ready to start the day. It's almost 10 a.m. already, but at least I was able to get a little something done this morning. Now I do run across a problem. I have to go out of the house today, and I'm probably gonna have to wait to do it until I've got Duncan this afternoon. I think that would probably work best. Get him off the bus, because today's his first day of school, and then I've got to run out to Kmart. I was looking around late last night before I went to bed. I actually went to bed super early last night, like 10:30 p.m. But just before I went to bed, there was a post that went up on Slick Deals about a deal at Kmart. Not a massive deal, but it was like 50% off, which is pretty good. It was a toolbox, a little Craftsman 13-inch toolbox for $4, and my dad, if you have not figured this out from the vlogs, is big into tools, big into any sort of outdoor DIY type stuff, so a $4 toolbox he'll probably go for. So I ordered 2 of them. I'm supposed to be able to pick them up anytime now. I had to get them at Kmart in a different city, so I'm gonna have to actually drive there. It's not super far out of the way, but it does require a little bit of a drive, so I'm just gonna have to figure out appropriate time to go there, and it's probably the best time would be when I've got Duncan this afternoon. But until that time, I've got my morning meeting like now. Alrighty, quite a little while later. Been doing some strange things for work. Funny thing is, as I told you guys, I was learning this new language for work, and I've been trying. I haven't been writing anything yet, but I've been reading a lot about it and going through examples and everything. I got the tools installed on my machine, and as soon as I get to the point where I'm getting ready to start writing stuff in it, I get a message from work saying, by the way, we're gonna change the way we're doing things. So instead of using Go, we're gonna be using Rails for this new project that, you know, it's a very, very old piece of code that was really just a sample application. We've got to replace it. We were gonna do it using .NET. It's like, no, let's please not use Microsoft.NET, please, no. So instead, we're probably gonna end up using Rails to do it. Rails is super fast to get things up and running, as long as you don't need a whole lot of people accessing it at exactly the same time. So it looks like all of my experience is not going to go to waste moving back toward .NET or learning some new language. I'm gonna continue doing what I've been doing for the last year and a half, just in a slightly different way. Cool stuff. But I just got Duncan off the bus. I actually took the new little $20 nickel board and rode down there to the bus stop. I'm sure I looked completely goofy, and that's okay. Still learning on it, still just testing it and trying it out. It's fast. It's decently fast for what it is. It's not... I would hazard to say that my new board, my Powell Peralta board, my proper board, is faster, but the nickel board is definitely a lot smoother, especially on the rough roads. So when we go on vacation, we'll probably take the penny board for Duncan if he wants to, and then my nickel board, and it'll be nice and smooth, but not take up too much space in our bags. Ideally, a longboard would be the better option, but a longboard is going to take up a lot of space. Anyway, we probably ought to go ahead and head out the door, because I have to run out to Kmart and pick up those toolboxes I mentioned earlier this morning that I picked up super, super cheap. So, I'm curious how this looks and how this sounds. This is using the 12 to 32 lens Mega OIS on the Panasonic G7. Are you guys having fun? How you doing? Duncan playing with you. Yeah. Tell him all about it. Happy boy. By the way, everybody's home now. I've gone ahead and switched over to using the Panasonic G7, at least for the time being. I'm not using an external mic or anything on it, just using the built-in mic, so it probably sounds kind of rough. But this is the, like I said, the 12 to 32 lens that I just picked up. Super small, super lightweight, and actually having the grip on the G7 makes this kind of nice. I've just got everything in full auto mode right now, and it's actually kind of convenient, kind of really nice. And of course, Mama's cooking dinner. Actually making dinner for somebody else today, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. And us.
And us.
At the same time. 2 different things.
Yeah. Loads of fun. There's another family who just had a baby, just had a couple of babies.
Twins.
Yeah. And so she's making food for them. And desserts for them, not for us.
Nope, no cookies for us.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nope.
No cookies for you.
So what did you make for them?
I'm making baked spaghetti. I gotta bake it still. It's in. I gotta top it with cheese and bake it. Right now the bread, their bread is in the oven.
Cool.
We don't get bread.
We don't get bread.
We gotta get salad.
Oh no. And so this is what we're having?
Yeah.
I'm just looking. Blackened chicken Caesar salad. Well, there you go. And I hear da da da.
It's going da 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 da.
I'm kind of curious how this sounds. I've moved over to using the Hammer and Anvil super cheap mic that I picked up a while back and made a video about. Maybe this is better. Maybe this is... It was doing weird ticking, I think, the last time I tried to use it with this. Oh, and Ellis is so happy. Look at all that happy face. Happy face. And what are you doing? Just sitting.
I'm rolling off the couch.
Oh no. And then there's Alice. He wants all the attention. And then there's Duncan, who's trying to do awesome things.
That was a different way.
Whoa. Yeah, so I wasn't that pleased with the way the footage turned out with that external mic on. The internal mic, you can hear the focusing of the lens. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know, I'm just playing with this. I wanted to see how well this 12 to 32 lens would do for daily vlogging. The camera is a little bit of a hassle to hold and to use, but the footage looks good. I mean, I think compared to the LX100, which this vlog is probably going to be titled something like comparing the LX100 to a G7 with the 12 to 32 lens, the biggest difference is going to be low light. The G7 does amazing in low light, but with a 12mm lens that's only f3.5, compared to the LX100 with the f1.8, the LX100 might do a better job in low light. It's maybe I'll do a comparison later on. Anyway, Ellis is doing his bottle. Look at that hair. That hair just sticking straight up on the side there. Is that a delicious, tasty, tasty bottle though? It's pretty good. And we'll be having our dinner here in a few minutes too, I'm sure. Mmm, salads. Not that I'm actually saying mmm the salad, but it actually does look pretty good. You say it's pretty tasty? By the way, this is our days now. Da 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 da. And then we wipe the drool.
I didn't put very much Parmesan on yours if you want more.
I don't really care for Parmesan anyway. And then there's a da 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 da. Ellis has been awake pretty much the entire evening. Christina just gave him a bath and he pretty much passed out immediately as soon as I brought him downstairs. Passed out. By the way, still on the G7 with the 12 to 32 lens. Not holding up to the low light so well. Yeah, still, because at 3.5 I'm kind of stuck. Switch back over to the LX100. I am in just auto mode, full-on auto mode, and aside from losing focus there, definitely kicking some butt in terms of the low light. That's what that f1.7 will do for you. I think I may have said 1.8 earlier, but yeah, definitely 1.7 and definitely much, much brighter, even in this low light setting. If it would just stay in focus. Well, we've gotten Duncan into bed. Ellis, like I said, passed out, so I laid him down on the floor. And I don't think there's anything else that's going to be going on tonight. We're sitting here watching the Olympics. Not really my thing, but something she likes, so we'll watch.
It only happens every 4 years.
Yeah.
And I'm not as big into the Winter Olympics as I am the summer.
The next time might be a little more interesting for me. I think there's supposed to be skateboarding in the next Summer Olympics, so that should be fun. And I always enjoy watching the snowboarding in the Winter Olympics.
It's pretty cool.
But you know what? That's probably going to wrap it up from here for today. Hopefully you enjoyed some of the footage of the samples between the G7 and the LX100. We're back on the LX100 right now because low light.
It's actually quite dark in here.
Yeah. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you had a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.